Yes? Ah, I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject. If you ask me, it's high time for you to set aside these frivolous side tasks and focus 100% of your energies on the case before us. Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Pride? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for? Ah, now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility? Fascinating. And here I believed your recent turn towards moralism was just an act. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villedroit, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment. If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first you might need to speak with his young companion. Now, was there anything else?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous. Hi, hi. So what brings you here? You did? And how did you like him? I told you he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people. Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together for... That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess. It is. On Sundays. Hmm? What about me, gendarme? Oh, a committee. And if I may ask, gendarme, what is this committee about?
He's all bemused skepticism. He doesn't actually care what you want with his friend.
Sounds like a bore, frankly. All the fun stuff's down here. In any case, I would love to help. But the thing is, I don't know where he is. We don't talk about everything, you see. He might have mentioned something about making a tour of some historical sites up the coast. In an unofficial capacity, of course. Not a clue. I'm not. I guess you will. Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer? Convenient. But what are you doing here? Talking to me? Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions. Nothing. That I didn't see anything. What friend? No, I don't think it came up. Muscular, handsome, strong, Like one of those military types. Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese. Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece. Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards. I'm just reporting back whatever I was telling him. Sure. Anything else on your mind? Bye-bye, gendarme.
It's you again. What is it? Why? You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible for this unit.
How many times must I tell you?
Yeah, fuck off!
Sounds like you're making her a suspect in this. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your...
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back.
It's you again. What is it?
Nothing is happening. The pieces are there. Sorry, you're not. There we go. Your mind
It's you again. What is it?
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Because she was here all night.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away.
She was here all night, 11:30 to 12:15. She was here during all.
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No.
That's a lie.
All right, she took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has a complex operation to run from her lorry.
Of course, Ruby is the lady driver in this great big jam mystery. Probably. You'll have to keep.
Just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot the merc.
All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
Why not? You can't draw a straight line into Clausia's window from any of the surroundings. Maybe from the coast. But like I said, I've been too busy dealing with you idiot. So no, I don't think 72%. There's a percentage and all. Where'd you get it from? Your guys in...
Definitely lie. The truth is not credible.
Wouldn't hurt to have one of those in Martinez. Still, all the labs in the world don't put her on that. How'd she get there? Climb? Nah, the only way up there is through Clausia's room. We've only been drinking here for what? 6 years?
Been thinking of getting wilding in rats. That's it.
There you go. Tatted on his ass. Place.
No, but that...
It's just 2 dolls. We're not giving you Ruby for that. She's one of us.
What if those 2 doors are connected, Eugene? Is that your name, Eugene? If they are connected, she could have gone to the kitchen, gone up, shot him on the roof, then come down. All in 5 minutes. How about...
Yes, she could have. This is one long shot. All right, I'll play alone. Those 2 doors of yours. The winch connects them.
What wench? Where's the wench?
On the side of the building. You can see it from the harbor. You want to be a lieutenant, you gotta keep your eyes peeled.
I've seen the winch.
Fuck off, man.
He knows Eugene is more lieutenant material than he is.
Firmly, try shit on a stick. All you've established is a possible route. And even then, a route doesn't put that bullet in the Burke's head. A gun does that. Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the shape of a gun.
You lost your gun?
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? No, you didn't. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun to kill him.
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it. You'll get a heart attack.
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
Look, fucko. Ruby and I.
Yeah, everyone knows.
I don't know, Glenny. Ruby's a little secretive, isn't she?
This one does not like Ruby. May prove useful.
She organizes things. She doesn't whack people. That's not the.
It's clear this one is protective of her.
Easy now, Glenn. What he's trying to say is, people who don't have guns don't shoot people. You need a gun for that. Can't prove she has one.
You don't need to prove anything. Doubt is enough for now. And Titus must have some.
Yes, goddammit, I know what a 72% chance means. It means there's a 28% chance.
Just making sure we are on the same page. It doesn't all fit. We are just sharing info, candidly.
Titus doesn't reply. Probably a good sign.
I don't knock up. Why don't you find your lost gun first?
Easy now, Al.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Moot, the big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
There's no fucking leadership challenge here. Get your head out of your ass.
Okay, we ruled out infighting. That's how this works, by exclusion. Remember, all we need to do is rule Ruby out too.
There's a bit of truth in there for Titus to react so brashly. He does not like his authority questioned.
And I suppose you have a theory on.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
Time for a logics demonstration.
I didn't do it, fucker! Was
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, got down.
Fuck you, man! I would never fuck my guys over like that.
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good. Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions. If I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation. I told you. You. No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. Sure. Nor, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid, sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure. She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just?
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, you can whine about it. Whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having to go.
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This caught Titus. This caught he. But she was too scared. She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a party candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. A little.
Where have you looked for her?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlock. She's not here. Sure, there's some shit houses there, a cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we have. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish, hair's red, dyed. She looks like a lorry man. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you, he thinks, then turns back to his men.
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the...
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper...
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, we were certified skulls right now.
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational type. Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this? Don't even answer that. Just leave. You can always come back later, on your own terms.
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not Snip.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and...
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share them. These skull people are more than an authority. They're deities.
You don't know? What?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
The question was rhetorical. The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals, are West River Sholian crime syndicates.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab. They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock. Or you can find them loitering around their brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive. Murder? Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it.
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything.
Hey, stop that!
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that they're true?
What if it's art? Or just a...
Maybe it's true. The hanged man is merely a prop in a performance. We are the audience, and the artist is hiding somewhere in the dark.
So what do you think we know?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second, officer. Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective? No, not me. Yeah, go on.
You hear the call breaking up on the...
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Yes, I got the mercenary's name and a few biographical...
The lieutenant leans in to listen, notebook in hand.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Ellis Kortenaer. That's E-L-L-I-S Kortenaer. He He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2. This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminese conflict. Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Ravachol. It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So I thought it would be good for you to know.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
No, officer. Sorry.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
No problem, Lieutenant.
A compliment from Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Not bad.
The name. This is very good. Elise Cortenard.
Sometimes police work is about human dignity, about giving back names to anonymous victims.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other... Right.
10-4, come in. Firework. 10-4, sir. Roger that. And very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone,
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. What, truth be told, but you don't learn about the important things in life from the truth is available if you just know where to look.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise. An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices littered. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books? There's a box that says Wirral 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement. Nonsense for anemic Beano-clads. Shelves filled to the brim with crime novel, crime fiction. These books, what's more, not a single mention of what you see. Dick Mullen on the job. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case. Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my Mullen. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Oh, crime, robberies, murder. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really...
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. Suddenly, a particularly odd type, high-speed love. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim but next to that, Revacholian rape.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free.
She understands she has erred against the customer.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead.
Browsing through, suddenly, a particularly odd high-speed next to...
I really must...
She understands.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. I would say a very influential historical... The book is also very daring. The author aims, perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meaning.
Do her words seem vague and abstract to you?
Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary...
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important, Summer. Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden. The maps look old and faded.
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots: Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alamir, archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vast disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou, in a bookstore. It's you. You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on lost little pearls of light. 850 million people live on these little dots. An oceanic world of culture and The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths. all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north connections to other worlds. Words past the Incelindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods. But looking at them makes you feel almost, perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to the east, rolling hillsides. Le Jardin, Houdon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings. I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. They're quite valuable. That old thing, an out-of-date map of a tourist location from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap.
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. It'd be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
This bookstore is not strictly amidst the various books. These three things are very important to the work. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in such various paranatural books still lit.
I can't have you end up...
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately. Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Sceaux, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Hey, was there something you needed?
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
She looks at the dried petals.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Why was there a flower on the roof?
Or an admirer?
Admirers? I'm too old to be a debutante. And this place is no—
Question avoided. Let's conclude that she has admirers. Plenty of them.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
She looks at...
Pretty. Looks like a dried— What?
Or an admirer?
Admire.
Question avoided. Let's conclude that she has admirers. Plenty of them. Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
I did. What is this? Hold your desk or whatever it is. There was an older woman on the other end. Sounded like she was smoking.
That is the emergencies desk. Anyone could know that, sire. I look.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call too. I know I—
You sense a little hesitation there. Or maybe, welcome to the wake-up club, brother.
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detail.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay. Okay, it's not You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. Couldn't just beg you not to. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to... No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu. It says Anouk May...
Falsified document.
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
It's Katarzyna Lazie.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin, not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger. It also makes Clausia almost an alacronym for Katarzyna Alazia.
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranie. Alasia is my father's name. It was a sentimental thing. I wanted...
A nickname? Who gave you this nickname?
A teenage boy. 1,000,000 years ago. I haven't said it a lot.
She's filling dead air. Can't stand the silence.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. It's useless.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here. Past the Bergen.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next. She slowly... You are. This is not the end of this.
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety.
But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
Failure to aid a police investigation. She purposefully misrepresented information. Fucking mind games. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no. I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself. Gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby. She has this thing for me, ever since I met her and the boys downstairs.
What she's saying is... sex?
And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't.
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she is romantically interested in...
She said she's in love with me. He even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? The lynching?
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before. I can tell. And she's a pro. She must be. Keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
Some of that fear is still with her. She exhales. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
She could have had access to the roof. You've noticed that door there, right? Maybe it leads downstairs. She could have come to the roof through that, then taken the shot right here, where I stand. It was dark.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got weird.
Okay. Arrest the liar now. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful. Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Something tells you, you will. She nods, then nervously pulls on her cigarette.
Okay.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath. The same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman. A ray of backward motion explodes from the man's mouth. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations. B prime for Boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the Islet detective. They may be small, 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched. One kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likely. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window. between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle...
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nest if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on.